everybody wants a happy life. We always want that we should be happy. We should have all pleasures of our life. We should have good income. We should have a healthy body, having a great family. Everybody wants to have all great things in life. Usually, we called it a sixer of our life. Usually, we set the goal of the life like. For example, we normally say that, okay, we know we want everything in our life. We want money, prosperity, we want love, respect, we want good health, we want a constant motivation factor in our life, and then we must serve the society, and we should have a blissful life. So these are the different six aspects of our life which we all have been struggling for that, okay. But somewhere or the other, we are lacking somewhere. Okay, we want money, but we never have sufficient money. Most of the people are struggling, most of us. So money, with respect to the love and respect, you know, not everybody has got the real love of their life and the respect they want to get. So how many people are are recognized by more than, let's say, 10,000 people across the world? How many of you have got that power? If I say, how many of you, how many of you are known, like you have 10,000 or more people known to you? How many of you feel that? You want to be famous, right? Most of us want great money. How many of you are satisfied with your financial status? Just I'm not asking what you are earning, but how many of you are satisfied with your financial status? How many of you are? Very few people. Not all. Definitely there are so many issues, right? We all are struggling with respect to that. Similarly, if I ask, like, with respect to the status in the world, like as the recognition that you must have, how many of you are satisfied with your recognition in the world level? How many of you satisfied with your status, with your fame, with your name that you must have, but you still are struggling for it? You know, lot of people are struggling to get that name and fame, that money, that respect, that love, and that recognition that you are supposed to have. Now, what is that factor which is not allowing you to proceed further? What is that factor which is stopping you from moving ahead? What is that factor? With respect to the desire, everything is fine. We all want this. With respect to the desired part, everything is fine, just perfect. We want that. We want the bliss of life. We want to be always happy. That's the precondition. But how many of you are really happy? You see that, okay, I'm more than 90% I'm happy. Maybe 10%, some of the issues are there. How many of you feel that you are 90% and above happiness is there most of the time? How many of you feel that? Please raise your hand properly so that it's visible on the camera. Otherwise, it's very difficult to find out who is really happy and who is not. Just want you to find out, like, what is happening, why we are suffering, why we are suffering. It's very important. And please switch on your cameras if possible. We can see the faces. We can find out. It's very easy to do in front of the camera. Don't raise the soft hand. It's very difficult to follow on the soft hands, please. So, right. So the problem is, even if we want it, why we are not getting it? We have all the resources available. We have all the things in our favor, but still, why we are not doing that? Why we are not able to achieve that? The problem lies in that somewhere we are not able to understand the concept of our life. We have not set our goals clearly. One of that part, most important part, is to setting up your goal. We all just want it. We have a desire that we must have. It's a desire. Money is a desire. But how much you want and when do you want, that is not clear. And the mind works on the basis of what exactly do you want, in what time period. It wants the specific data. So please give your mind the specific data. Okay? When you say that you want money, how much? By when? How much you want and by when you want, and what will you do with that money? Because the subconscious mind, our inner mind, does not understand the language of money. It understands the language of comforts. So tell your mind specifically that I want, maybe, for example, if in Indian rupees, I say 2 rupees, 2 lakh a month, if I say in terms of USD, maybe, let's say 2000 US dollars a month minimum, right? To start with, I must have a passive income to start with this much, which is coming to me continuously without much of my efforts. We call it a passive income. There is an active income also. We may earn, let's say, maybe 5,000 US dollars per month, or 10,000 US dollars per month, maybe less or maybe more. But the idea is, how much do you want? How do you specify it out here? So please specify in your mind, because your mind understands this language when you say it clearly. And by when do you want it? By when? So the time must also be specified. That is what we call a goal. Otherwise, we just call it a desire. And desire are not fulfilled. The mind works on the goals. So tell your mind specifically, I want this. Okay? Tell your mind very clearly. Once the goal is clear, your mind starts chasing it. You divide this goal in terms of, so this is the goal. Let's say you want it in 1 year, you want it in 2 years, you want it in 3 years, or whatever time period, or you want a big amount. For example, with this money, what will you buy? You will buy some comfort. You will buy a good house, right? With this money. So you want a great house. You want a comfortable four-wheeler, of course, and you want a comfortable, like, great family gathering. And what will you do with this money? So tell your mind specifically that I want this. Then the next thing, maybe you must have good health. It may not happen that you want only money, but you sacrifice your health to earn this money. No, that should not happen. So clearly specify in your mind, I want good health. And what is the measurement of good health? I must be able to run for 30 minutes daily, at least till the end of my life. If I'm running daily, I can run for 30 minutes daily. Or maybe I do yoga for at least half an hour daily without any need to see a doctor or something. Like, may not be able to. Like, we call it in 1 year time period, I may not be able to see any doctor if I feel that, or maybe casually once in a year, maybe, if for some silly things we don't care. But the other thing is, it may not be having any kind of serious disease or something. So if you are able to live that healthy life, that means you are really healthy. So how many of you feel that you are actually healthy? How many of you feel that you are healthy in these terms? How many of you feel you are healthy? If it is this or this, okay, great. If you are healthy, that means you do not need to see a doctor at even once in a year. Sometimes occasional for one or two small, some seasonal issue, maybe small issue, maybe fine, but nothing more than that. So that simply means that you are really you are really having a healthy body, and also a healthy mind. A healthy mind. Now, what is a healthy mind? A healthy mind who thinks positive. There are other conditions, of course. I'll go to the positivity part, because that's a big thing. So if you are healthy, great. It's bingo. You should pat your back over there and say, okay, I'm healthy. Great. Okay. There are some family obligations also. You won't want to have love. You want to have a great family life together. So there are some goals with respect to the family. So set these goals clearly. If you don't have goals, you will never achieve them. People have a very illogical mind. Sometimes they say, oh, I want it. There's a desire, but the desire doesn't mean that you will have it or not. But when you have a goal, your mind is totally set to achieve it. So let's have a goal. Convert your desire into a goal. That's the first important thing. Okay. So there is a I must have a respect from so many people. That's my my social agenda. For example, influence positively the life of at least 10 million people by 2027. At least. at least positively influence the life of 10 million people, maybe 100 million. I will change this, upgrade this target over a period of time. Once I able to achieve it, maybe I achieve it in the next year, right? So that's a maybe even more. So let's beyond that. How much number you can write it out there? You know, please write this clearly. How should I serve the society? Write it properly. And for family, whatever goal you have, write it down. I must have a like well-educated kids. I mean, I get their admission done in so and so school or whatever, some kind of professional education for my children. If you're not married, okay, get planning to get married or whatever. So settle in your life, and then you proceed further. The idea is that you must have the goals written clearly with so and so date and specified. Then only your mind understand this language and is able to chase it and finally able to achieve it. Okay. I think you must have a social goal as well. So this is a social goal as a written. I hope you also have a social goal. All of you. You have a social goal. You want to serve the society. It is there. Yes, everyone. How much is the number? If it is, let's say, 1,000 people a year, for example, let's start with that. 1,000 people in a year. You can do that? You can do that? Yes or no? Maybe more. If you have more, please write it down. Specify it. Specify in your mind. I'm not asking everyone, but specify it. Maybe 10,000 people every year. Why not? Influence positively the life of so many people, because that will give a aim to your life. That will give a aim. The life is not only about living for yourself. It has a greater meaning, and you must live for helping the society. Give back to the society. It's very, very important, extremely important to give back to the society. It gives you a purpose. Otherwise, you are confined to your family only, and that leads to a very poor state of mind. And at the end of your life, you may not be able to achieve. It's the happiness is in giving to people and serving the society. You know, scientifically, the hormone serotonin is secreted when you serve the society, when you serve the people, and that's called the hormone of happiness. I'll come to that thing some other time, but as of now, the idea is that if you want to be happy, if you want to overcome that negativity, if you want to overcome that negative state of your mind, or overcome the depression, you must serve the society. So you get the same hormones secreted in your mind when you're serving the society, as you know. And when you're happy, this is called the hormone of happiness. So you must have that thing. So that's will give you a purpose. Similarly, you should work on your spiritual growth. So make a goal that I want to be happy much more than I am now. So attain the state of blissful stage, ever blissful, ever blissful. Nobody can snatch my beautiful smile. Nobody can take over my my inner peace, my inner well-being. Nobody can disturb that. So self-realization is that state when you are constantly happy without any reason. Let me specify that. Bliss is the state. It's not only a pleasure. Pleasure is you get by certain things. If the cause is not there, if the cause is lost, the thing may also be lost. The pleasure may be lost. But when I say bliss, the bliss is something when you achieve it without any cause. You are happy just because you are happy. There's no reason. Happiness is a state. So happiness, I state the goal of happiness also, to stay happy forever, starting now. I promise myself that I will stay happy whatsoever happens. How many of you want to promise that? How many of you promise that? That I will stay happy. There will always be a smile on my face. Yes. Yes or no? Yes or no? If you promise with yourself, you have to promise, it's a promise with yourself. Nobody else is looking at it, but promise. There's a Hindi shairi, I must know, maybe in this English translation I will specify. Say, मंजिल होगी कदमों में, कुछ ऐसे सफर का इरादा किया है, न हारेंगे हौसला उम्र भर, न हारेंगे हौसला उम्र भर, किसी और से नहीं, मैंने खुद से ये वायदा किया है. It's a promise of myself with myself. It's a promise of myself with myself that I will always stay happy. I will always stay happy whatsoever happens in my life. It's a constant state of oneness I will maintain in my life. The constant state of equilibrium, constant state of peace I will maintain with myself. It's a promise of myself with myself, nobody else. And definitely, this goal is not difficult to achieve. I know there will be difficult conditions, but I promise myself that I will stay happy forever. Can you do that? Can you understand this? Yes, everyone. Promise yourself that I will stay happy whatsoever the conditions are. They do not depend, my happiness does not depend upon whether I get respect from this person or from that person, or I have sufficient money, because that if the cause is there, the cause may be lost. I will stay happy without any cause, and my happiness comes from within me. My happiness comes from within me. Is that clear? Can you understand that? Can you understand that? My happiness comes from within me. So let it be there. Once you have this goal set in your mind knows how to chase your goal. If you don't have a goal at all, would you ever like to sit in a train or a aeroplane which says that it will go nowhere, or it will take you somewhere? Just sit there and there's no board where you are heading toward. Will you ever like to sit in an aeroplane or a train or a bus or a car which says that it's going nowhere or it's going somewhere which you don't know? I don't know. Just sit there. Just sit there. Enjoy. No, I want it to specify. Now, what is the similar condition is there for your life? If you don't know where you are heading toward, what will happen to you in the next moment? Or what in next 3 months, what is your goal? Once you have a lifetime goal, so there is a lifetime goal, then there is a long-term goal, then there is a mid-term goal, and there is a short-term goal. That will specify exactly this I will do. Can you understand that? If I have a goal of earning, let's say, 5,000 US dollars, how much I'm earning today? Maybe 1,000. So in how much time period I want to achieve this state from 1,000 to 5,000? How much? How much time period? So you have to specify that in next 6 months, I may be able to achieve from 1,000 to 2,000, right? And slowly I will improve. So must specify in your mind. Once your mind knows the goal, it's very easy to achieve. It becomes easy to achieve. It knows all the ways to get that goal. Can you understand that? It's extremely important to set your goals. So goal of happiness is extremely important. Goal of family, great family, togetherness is a great goal, must have. Goal of money, you must have. Specify very clearly, and you will know. Okay, so having said that, let's move on to the next level. How to do that? How to program your mind for that purpose? We will do that. So